Hello, guys. So, welcome to the Hustle Brothers. My name's Liam.
And I'm Reese.
And we're here today to celebrate a big day. We've got 1,000 subscribers, and we can't thank you enough for that.
Literally,
so, what we're going to do with today's thing is going to be an eVTOL weekly special that we're going to start doing every single week. But first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to break in down to meet the Hustle Brothers. So, do you want to start off, Reese?
Yeah, so we just want to say a big thank you to you all. Couldn't have reached it without you. There's been a lot of love and support, and obviously everyone here is a true fan, and all the support is very appreciated. I think turning on to us and explaining basically where we started, we probably started in 2022. We basically followed the YouTuber. He was in a few risky stocks, and we followed suit basically. Because you watch someone and they're making money, and it was in the middle of a bull run. So we sort of went on every one of his words and went in, and we seen that a community is great, but it's only as good as the captain of the ship, sort of. So we just want to make sure that when we give you information, we give you both sides so you can make your own mind up, really. Don't know what you think about that, Liam.
Yeah, so what I want to stress most of all is anything we ever give is not financial advice. We followed quite a well-known YouTuber. I'm not name dropping anyone, but we went into some risky stocks back then. We were in the likes of Tilray, Nikola,
Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic was a big one for the two of us. We did make quite a bit of money in the middle of the bull run, and that was the problem. I feel like once you get the taste of them green days, you think you're the best investor in the world.
I think another cardinal sin for us, really, and this is a rule that we both have and definitely would never do again, is leveraging. And just a key factor, we would not advise anyone to leverage. I know it seems great at the time. You think that you're going to make 5x or 10x what you have. But the risk, and especially the way that Wall Street sometimes does a correction and the rug is basically pulled underneath you. It's not the crypto market, but sometimes it does feel like it. And then if you are leveraged, you have literally nowhere to move. And if you have a long-term goal in this stock, you don't really need to leverage. And God knows, like if you have the long-term goal, it doesn't really matter if it drops 20%, 30%, because you know eventually it's going to get to where you want it to be.
So my biggest thing was we were leveraging in the height of a bull market. So when it's going well, it's going really well. So you can imagine with the likes of your Nikola's, Virgin Galactic back in the day, sometimes we were getting 200% returns with a 5x leverage. So our account grew very, very quickly. And I want to stress that more than ever now, because we're seeing the likes of Joby and Archer Aviation flying through the roof at the moment. The likes of Archer has 3x'd, really. The problem is, when you go so heavy in, plus you leverage, you're leaving yourself wide open to a rug pull. Wall Street are well used to the retail market jumping on stocks like your Virgin Galactics and stuff like that, because they know the retail investor gets really excited. These green days are unbelievable as we see them, but one thing I would like to stress, if you have leveraged on any of these, we're due a correction any day now. Wall Street won't let it go up forever. You need to think of Wall Street. What they are going to do is they're going to wait for the top. You're going to buy in with your leverage. They're going to pull the rug on you, let it drop. You're all going to fear it, and you're going to sell out. It's going to drop the price even lower. And Wall Street going to do? They're going to buy it back in. So they've actually made money on that in between.
And then it carries on as it was back to the normal peak.
It's a cycle. I find we blew up our account. This was 22. I'd say going into 23. we were quite big on Virgin Galactic at the time, weren't we? We weren't really long-term investing in anything. We didn't really understand fundamentals. We didn't understand balance sheets. We were just all about the hype.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
And this is another thing with Archer and Joby. Just because a price has moved in the past doesn't mean with the same action the price is going to move. We were always expecting every time Virgin Galactic had a flight that the stock was going to pump through the roof. You'll get into a community and everyone's going to say it's going green. This is why I put out a video last week. It was the day after we had the dramatic bull run, we had a bit of a bull run on the day. Next day we had a pullback, which is completely healthy. Stocks will always pull back. They have to consolidate at a certain price. One day everyone was telling everyone, keep buying more. I was in our own Discord, everyone was saying they were buying more. The likes of your Reddits, they were saying buy more. Next day, same people, no, I'm gonna buy in at a cheaper price. And that's what happens. That's how fear starts. And it just keeps collapsing down. Then if you're leveraged, you just get wiped out. And we wiped our accounts out.
Yeah. I think you had a very good analogy in one of your videos about being a shark and you only buy on red days.
So my philosophy is always, we are like sharks, yeah? When there's blood in the water or a red day, we feed, we buy in on the red days. I never buy on green days. The reason I don't buy on green days is because that's where greed gets you. It's all about FOMO. It's all about trying to catch the next step up. But the next step up doesn't always happen. Yes, it may. You could have bought into the likes of, let me share the screen here. Over the last month, you could have bought into Archer at any time here. But if the rug suddenly gets pulled and we pull back even, I don't know, 25, 30%, you're going to be gutted. If you're at a 5x leverage or something, you're wiped out.
Yeah, exactly that.
Is there anything more you want to add on our background? Is there any comments that people want to know about the Hostel Brothels? I know we've been putting out videos left, right, and center lately. It is my philosophy at the moment that we are going to be here every day. No matter what, we're going to show up every day. We do this in our free time. Contrary to belief, we do not get paid for this. It is literally, we are passionate about the stock. And that's really how we got into this.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Do you want to explain how we got into this Archer Joby?
Yeah, so I think the way that it started was that we both found out about eVTOLs and that Archer and Joby just really took our eye. But then we realized when we went to try and look for a community on YouTube, or like, I think anyone that's invested in stocks knows that when you're interested about it, all you want to do is listen to it and talk to it with other people that are similar minded. So when we looked on YouTube, we just couldn't find anyone that actually covered Joby or Archer. So then we thought there's a bit of an opportunity here to grow a community, and we thought who better to do it when we start it ourselves. And it was quite good to see that there is such a big community out there of similar minded people that have the same sort of drive and love for the stock, really. I think
like this is one of the most passionate communities out there.
Yeah. And the thing is that a lot of the
Rocket Lab communities, but come here, the eVTOL community is massive.
Yeah. And I'd also say a lot of our comments, there's a lot of insightful comments that we see. I think you'll see some of our videos that we're always reading the comments. And if we are wrong at any point, like, we're open to suggestions. And if you post your links and stuff, we're going to read through them. And if there is anything that contraries what we say, we're happy to go through it. So we've done videos previously where we've had comments in the video, and we've decided to do an entire video on that comment. And just really appreciate all the comments at the moment. And that's what we're trying to grow with this community. We want to all be sort of together, like a hive mind almost. So like, if you do have any information to share that we haven't said, it's mainly because we haven't seen it yet, probably. And then if we do get the opportunity, we can go through it and then we can say what we sort of think on it.
And I want to stress that more than ever. Like, yes, we are the face of this, but this is only our thoughts. This is not us saying this is going to happen, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
At no point, we are not specialists, so never take nothing as advice. But
We're not
we
down
are
on
literally pulling from every angle. That's what I love about our Discord at the moment.
Yes, yeah.
We have one bug in there. He is unbelievable with charts. Yeah, I have basic knowledge on charts, but mate, he has been right this whole time.
Yeah. And that's, I think, that's the most important thing, is that everyone will have different specialities and different skills, and that's what we want to try and pull everyone together. And then that way we will sort of have a better understanding, because all of us together will have a better understanding than just each individual investor by themselves. And like all the time, not everyone's going to agree with each other. As long as everyone keeps it respectful, we're quite open to open discussion. And like if there is a debate or something, as long as you keep it respectful, we're more than open to it. We're happy to go back and forth.
Like, negative
we're wrong.
isn't something that bothers me in the slightest, as long as it's respectful. I'll always reply to a comment if they don't agree with me or they want to short the stock. Look, shorts are what makes the stock market go around. If there wasn't any shorts, the stock market would just keep going up. The shorts win the battles, they never win the wars. They can short the stock to kingdom come. We know, well, we feel that the likes of Archer and Joby are going to be the next big thing. What I'd like to say, you guys are doing great. Rodney Brown, thank you so much for that. Mike Perry, excited about this industry. Mike, thank you. You actually follow us on X, and I want to go across to X quickly. So, guys, if you're not following us on X, we put all our videos. I'm starting to put a lot more of my thoughts on X. Both me and Reese are constantly talking to each other. It could be either of us that are replying to you at the time. But make sure you follow us on X. It is at the Hustle Brothers, or at the Hustle Bros YT. I'll actually drop that in the comments. There for you. Mike Perry, love the Discord, learn a lot from that. People are really helpful in the Discord. We have some diehard eVTOL. They've been in it long before we were in Archer and Joby. They're so passionate about it. You'll learn an awful lot from them. I've learned a lot from them. Then we have the likes of our beginners that are just in, and these guys are so understanding, and they'll explain things to you. They're happy enough just to jump on calls with you and talk away. Well, Dave, that brings us on to a bit of Archer and Joby. Do we know the capabilities of these in bad weather? That's the only thing I have big questions around. I do know we do have a video where I've reacted to an interview with the likes of Joe Ben and Adam Goldstein. I know Joe Ben came across and said most weather conditions they're fine in. The only thing is ice. They won't be certified to fly icy conditions. That could be a big one in the likes of your North Americas. If you ever wanted to go into the likes of Asia, up into Northern Asia, that would be a big one. So it is something you have to look into. And if you've any information on this at all, guys, please do let me know, because I do want to know more about the de-icing strategy of the likes of these aircraft. Do you have any thoughts on that, Race?
No, I think it's very similar. I think it's important that we bring up these items and sort of discuss it. To be honest, after this video, I think I'm going to have maybe a bit of a look into that. But I imagine it's going to be sort of similar to all other like infrastructure, like where I live over in London. Once it gets a bit icy, the trains stop, the buses are stopped. I think it's just part and parcel with certain regions where once it gets icy, it's just a risk for the. Basically,
my thing is, I do really feel like they need to address it. If you're going to be taking over the likes of the whole US, if you're not able to fly in the likes of icy conditions, how are you going to target? Even if you wanted to go into the likes of Canada,
it's
it'd
true.
be insane.
They've got to have a look into it. I guess more for the fact that you're limiting half your market or a section of your market, but there are obviously a lot of regions where ice probably won't ever become a factor in that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, and 85% of the year probably be fine. And a lot of them are travel and tourism, which might only be in the peak seasons where they might have most of their customers.
What do you think of the likes of EHang? I see they're targeting a lot of tourism, and it's the likes of two-seater thing. I do know they're on about bringing out a four-seater eVTOL, but I do think the two-seaters are a bit. You know, if you have a family or something, you could be. Are you paying for like the price of the aircraft, or are you like? You know, it'd be like taking me and you taking two separate Ubers to the one place. I don't understand that business model having two-seater. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing EHang, but mate, come on.
It does seem quite limited, but I don't know if that's just more of a prototype to sort of get it over the line at first. It might be easier for a two-person passenger aircraft at this point.
Guys, let me know if anyone's a lot more bullish on EHang than they are on the likes of Archer and Joby.
Because I think
I think Archer and Joby more or less have the US market in the bag as long as they get certified.
100%. I think as well, old Donald Trump will have something to say on EHang entering the US market.
Yeah.
I can't see that helping. I think the other problem with them is going to be getting certification. The fact that they're an autonomous vehicle, I can't see the aviation authority allowing them in without a pilot.
Yeah, without a pilot. Yeah, if they won't certify with a pilot, well, how are they going to certify without a pilot?
Yeah, exactly. And then it's obviously the public trust as well. Obviously, everyone's quite used to at the moment having a pilot their plane or helicopter. The thought of just jumping in a aircraft and it taking off and landing, and you're putting your life in the hands of AI, and any sort of malfunction, it's a big risk. I think a big risk at this point. But they have got a type certification over in China, which is quite interesting at the moment. But I'm not sure how stringent the Chinese market is, and if their regulations maybe aren't as difficult to achieve as over in America. So I know that's
appreciate your video you done quite a good deep dive. We spoke about it, the likes of EHang in that Chinese market. Now I know it was from a few years ago, and they might have tightened up a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
But business model seemed a bit off, didn't it?
It did seem a bit off. The fact that they're still going at the moment and seems like they're thriving along. I don't know. I think it's one of those we'll keep an eye on it and see where it goes. And it's definitely one to consider. I think if you're looking at the eVTOL market, you need to keep an eye on all of the big players. And China can never be overlooked, really, especially with their population size.
Dylan Rogers, New York would be an icy condition market. I think a great angle to look at. Look, that is true, completely true.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
New York gets more ice than ever, and if it's anything like where I am in Ireland, we got snow, and I mean when I say snow, some of you guys might get big bits of snow. You know what I'm like, Reese. We don't really get snow, but we got a good 3 inches, you know. So as the climate's changing, I really do think ice is a big thing they need to address.
Yes, exactly. Now, I think we need to, maybe we'll do a bit of a deep dive into that.
Another thing I want to say, Dylan Rogers, thank you so much. Dylan Rogers
yes, exactly.
became our first platinum member. Again, I can't thank Dylan enough for this. He sent me the nicest message on Discord and basically came out and said he loves our passion for the topic, the work we're putting in. So Dylan, I really want to say thank you for that. You did not have to do
a big
that.
Thank you, Dylan. No, 100%. 100%.
What's the deal with Joby in the United Arab Emirates? Do you know when that vertiport is going to be built? I know they were talking about it being in the works, but I'm not sure how long it will take. I don't have a time frame on that. I do know they posted on X, was it? And I know Archer posted on X last week saying that they're ramping up to get into the United Arab Emirates by 2025. To me, the vertiports, they will need multiple vertiports active by the time. So going off pure assumption, it needs to be within the next 6 months or so.
Yeah, 100%.
I joined a little late. What did you say about expectations for the price for both companies? People are going to kill me on this. I do honestly believe, without dilution, and you might not agree with me, Reese, without dilution, I do think Archer Aviation is a $20 stock in 2025 post-certification.
Yes, yeah.
If they dilute, could it make it to 20? It really depends how much they dilute by. Joby, I'd see a $20. I'd see a more or less
Easily, yeah.
100%.
Well, especially because they're aiming for their first flights in 2025. If they can get the certification over the way, I think the certification will be what a significant milestone.
The certification's the big one, yeah. You get the likes. Yeah. We get an awful lot of people commenting on our videos that I don't want to say they're short in the stock, but they're anti eVTOL. They don't think it's going to work.
They don't believe in vision.
They don't believe in the concept whatsoever, and fair enough. Like some things I don't believe in. The likes of artilleries now, I can't see the likes of Tilray being certified to sell cannabis in the next while. There's too much going on politically.
Yeah, 100%.
So
definitely problems to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Then following up from your question there, Rodney Brown, in the next month or so, I could see a pullback. I could see quite a dramatic pullback. I know there was a few rumbles going around. Now, I don't know how true this is, but there was a few rumbles going around that there is a shareholder meeting for Archer Aviation in December. Now, are they going to raise capital there? And if they do, how much? It'll secure their balance sheet. Like I said with the last dilution, sometimes when you issue more shares, it's not a bad thing. We're in Rocket Lab.
Oh yeah, that's
convertible cash note. It's something completely different. Stock price tanked. But it's secured funding for the likes of the Neutron. And you see where Rocket Lab is today now. So dilution's not always a bad thing. You always have cash on the books then. It's better than diluting at this price. I'd love to see them dilute at this price because, look, they won't have to issue that amount of shares. It'd be all right.
Agreed. And it means that they have the cash then to develop it further. I think that's the most important part of this. Like if they did dilute, and if you're in it for the long term, like I said, we are doing it on a month-by-month basis. It's a bit of a worry, but if they do dilute, they have the cash and they can develop it so that it can get that certification and reach commercialization. The stock will be significantly higher than where we are now. Yeah. So sometimes you have to take a step back to go forward. And if they don't have the cash, we don't want them to be burning out. So they need to raise it somehow.
Like going back to Rodney's question, stocks don't go up in straight lines. It is very rare to see the likes of this happen. Yeah. This does not happen. There's no floor. So when we collapse, we're going to collapse quickly. Whatever goes up quick comes down quick. If you compare this to the likes of the Coca-Cola chart, where they've gradually built up over time, you'll never see that collapse. all we need is a little bit of bad news, and I think fear will hit the market.
Yeah, the fear will set in.
And
Definitely.
I don't want to be the negative Nelly here saying that Archer's not going up. Look, I would love Archer to keep going up. We are quite heavily invested in Archer and Joby at the moment, but I would like to see a little bit of a pullback. Number one, I want to add more shares. Not going to lie.
Want to get a better
I'm not
price.
adding at this price. Like, I don't think it's sustainable how quick it's gone up. Having anything else? So we have John Smith. Will the price go higher next week? I think we've covered that.
Yeah.
Michael Mascalo, going to be an exciting week up. I do think it'll be exciting, one or the other way. I do think it will either.
I think. Yeah.
Dramatically.
I think we might have I might have another few weeks before the December sort of sell-off. They usually sort of builds up towards Christmas, and then people just start selling.
What makes it hard this year is Trump coming into office. Are we going to keep getting a rally? And if we do keep getting a rally, is there going to be a massive sell-off cross-market?
Yeah, there'll have to be. There'll have to be a correction at some point. Otherwise, we just keep going up, and that just never happens.
This is obviously going off eVTOL, but like one of my big strategies at the moment, I think I've told you this, is I load in, and this is boring for anyone, but sometimes investing is boring. I'm starting to load in the S&P. I started loading in the S&P nicely, and I let some of the guys know on Discord last day I made quite a nice bit of money on NVIDIA. I got NVIDIA, I think it was 133 I got it. I sold off my S&P at a 12% gain. Went into NVIDIA, next day it was up 3%, and then back into the S&P.
It's a nice little earning, isn't
it? Why I do this is because even if we get a market-wide sell-off, so even if the S&P dropped 20%, the S&P drops 20%, I am telling you, Archer and Joby are dropping 50, 60%. What am I going to do? I'll sell at a 20% loss because I'll already be 10% up on the S&P. So I'm basically only selling at a 10% loss, but I'm getting Joby and Archer at a steal.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's one of my big strategies at the moment. What are your biggest holdings at the moment?
So Joby and Archer are two of the main ones. We obviously had Rocket Lab that we've been holding for God knows how long.
Rocket Lab's just a hold for me at the moment. I want to add more, but same thing. I think it's gone up too quick. I think it's coming back down.
I think so. But the same plan for Joby and Archer is just hold at this moment in time. I sort of because I agree with the vision.
What I love about the Joby and Archer is I feel like we got in Rocket Lab the right time, but I feel like Rocket Lab has done its jump now. I think we just leave it where it is, and just build this Archer and Joby position,
You're definitely not going to get another 6x on Rocket Lab anytime soon. But then you have to go to the next visionary stock or the next one that could have that opportunity. And I think
I'm not being funny. Post certification, these could.
The
sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Has anyone any price targets for me that they want to share? Post certification, what they think we're going to get to, either Archer or Joby or both. What do you think? And what we got here? It's great that we get to have this chat with individuals both from the US and abroad, as both of these companies are looking to be in multiple countries. It helps regulate. Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I love talking to you guys. Look, obviously, me and Reese are not from the US. Me and Reese are not from the same country. So we can have different ideas depending on different days of the week. So it's nice getting different opinions from everyone. And the one thing I love about our weekly streams now is we're going to be able to talk to the community. So me and you could be talking away here. They could think we're chatting absolute Tilray, and we get corrected, and we'll know for next time.
Exactly that.
That's correct, Dylan. Hey up, guys, just join. Vaz is quite a big supporter of the channel too. I do see quite a few Vaz comments in our videos, so thank you so much for the support you're giving us. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. Me and Reese came up with a vision. Oh, it must have been back in July. And we were just so passionate about this eVTOL. And we thought, do you know what? The likes of the Rocket Lab guys done this. And we were like, we really think this is the next big thing. And we couldn't find anyone. I know there was quite a good girl that used to do Joby Stock Trek girl. She hasn't put up a video in a while now. And I'd like to see her come back. And if she does come back, I would love to have her on a stream like this with us. Her thoughts were
it'd be interesting to see her thoughts. Yeah, I think just jumping on your point there was, I think me and Liam would be on the phone for like hours just talking about it, going back and forth. And it's so funny now that we're here and we're now doing it to all you guys, and that we've got other people joining in that conversation, and they've all got the same interests. It's funny how the world works.
Mind blowing, yeah. Do you know what it is? It's when two guys have this thought, and we're chatting away, and we're like, do you know what? We'll just do it. We just said, I remember we were just talking. We're like, will we? Won't we? Will we? Won't we?
Yeah.
And if guys, you can go back on some of our video, and I want to stress this enough to you. If you have any passions in life whatsoever, just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
We thought, who will listen to us?
That was the main one.
We have 18 people at the moment listening to us talking. Before this stream, I'll be dead honest with you. Before this stream, me and Reese were sitting there, and we're like, what if no one shows up? And then we're like, do you know what? If no one shows up, let's just chat. Let's just chat like we normally chat.
Exactly that.
So, like, I cannot appreciate it enough how many of you do follow this. Remy, thank you so much. Ooh, you have quite a big position in both.
Yeah.
I'm going to lend some of them over to us. So you have 12,000 shares in both Joby and Archer. Do you have one new pair? Could you see them both taken off at the same time, or do you think one will outcompete the other? Or I heard an interesting thought from a guy in the comments the last day. He thinks, will one take the west side of America and one take the east? Or do we think we'll get like a collaboration? Or, you know, this is a mad one. This only just gone in my head now, and people will think I'm away with the fairies. But do you know, like the likes of a Ryanair sometimes operate with an Aer Lingus?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Will the likes of that happen where they're more or less sharing the business? It's an interesting thought.
Well, that's what I think that's what they're quite interesting about that Blade, where Blade are basically just an Uber of the sky. They're not actually developing their own eVTOL. And I could see them, once Joby or Archer or whoever's first to market, collaborating and basically using their system to get out to the customer base, and then using that eVTOL.
Obviously, Archer do it. I don't think Joby would. And the only reason I don't think Joby would, they've partnership with Uber, so Uber. Uber OS. So I do think Joby will dominate with the likes of that. But I could see Archer, an Archer Blade collaboration could
be on the books, definitely. I think
what's this? Certification is coming, not necessarily FFA first, but once they will pass somewhere, it will just be a cascade everywhere. Do you know what? This is one thing that does frustrate me. You have all different aviation authorities. You have the likes of the FAA, the EASA, you have your Chinese, your in Dubai. I do think once they start flying in Dubai, I do think it will be a lot easier. for them to get certification. I do think the FAA are sort of holding out to see how
so basically use it as a guinea pig to see how it goes and see if they can approve it.
Do you know one thing I want to ask the community too? Does anyone have any bear cases? And I don't mean it's not going to work. Tell me why you don't think it's going to work. Because I think sometimes we all get in this hype bubble and we all start hyping each other up and we think it cannot go wrong. But I would like both sides of the story, like
it's the other side
someone
of the
has a
coin.
valid reason why they do not think it will work. Please let me know, because I would like to start digesting some of that.
100%. Yeah, I think we don't want to be just rallying each other up. We basically want to have a holistic view over the whole like industry, the goods and the bads.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe a question for Remy. Does she have any prices where like any selling points for her shares of the 12,000 Joby, 12,000 Archer?
That's a good one.
Because I think
at the moment, at least.
Sorry, say that again.
One thing I was thinking. Like, do I sell some at this price? I know people aren't going to want to hear that. But do I take a little bit of profit because I do really expect to pull back?
And then buy back more.
Basically go in more. But what I mean is take about 20% now.
That's what I think, yeah.
That's it. Look, I'm not going to chase it up.
Yeah.
If I lose it, I lose it. I'll do my S&P strategy. But
then if
I do think we are very, very frothy. I think we're frothy across the market at the moment.
Yeah.
There's not one thing. NVIDIA the last day was my first buy in a while. I do think Google's a good price. I'm starting to build a position in Google. And I've let you know the reason why I really think they will start dominating soon.
Yeah.
Oh, we have quite a few comments coming in here now. EHang will probably be the first operational, but only in China, as they can bend the rules. There are any. That coincides with your video a little bit.
It does a little bit, but we can't comment on that.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a fair comment, really. I guess we don't.
I do think EHang are going to dominate that Asian market. I do think so. But again, 2-seater aircraft, until they get the 4-seater out, can the likes of Joby and Archer get in there quickly before it happens and build your business out? Or are you basically just taking on a ball?
Yeah, I think that'd be very, very difficult, really.
What do we have here? Remy, I could say which is better, but I do prefer the look of Archer. However, I prefer Joby on paper. You know, I said this after the earnings call to you. I think everyone's writing off Joby now. I don't think Joby had a bad earnings call. I don't think it was presented well. And I think Archer presented very well. And I do think anyone that was new to the stock now prefers Archer. I'm not saying Remy's new to the stock, but anyone that is new to the stock do prefer Archer. And I do think people are starting to write off Joby. We are getting quite a few comments lately that Archer has overtaken Joby in price. Yes, they have in price, but not their market cap.
Yeah.
The share price and market cap are completely different. This is awesome. Good to hear everyone's perspectives. I'm quite enjoying this. I didn't expect this many people to join us, not going to lie.
Definitely.
It's quite interactive. I love it.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
And this will be the first of many, so we'll hopefully get all the bugs out. Yeah, definitely will be.
I'm telling you, guys, we are going to be here every day, dropping a video out to you. We want to do one of these a week, no matter what. And we have a second live stream we're going to do every week that we're going to announce later. So stay tuned for that one. Vaz, I don't think it'll be affordable. People mention it Uber, but a journey will probably be 8 to 10 times the price of what a taxi would have been. This will be a premium product. Are we talking about Joby and Archer? Because I know Joby and Archer want to be the price of a black cab or a yellow taxi. Now, I had a thought about this the last day. Yeah. The price of a black cab or an Uber, and I was like, or a black cab or a yellow taxi, and I was like, yeah, but if you're only going down the road, it won't be. But these are basically taking 45-minute journeys and putting them to 10 minutes, yeah? So imagine getting in a black cab in London and staying in there for 45 minutes. It'd be tight. Like, it is expensive.
Yeah.
So maybe their pricing point won't be too bad. I do think they need to go in high end. If you look at the likes of Tesla, when Tesla first went to market, they were only going for the premium customers. I just think don't undercut yourself, because it's taken on an awful lot of risk for not that much reward, because all it takes is one of these companies, God forbid, something happens, and I think the whole industry is too early stage for something to happen. So I do think the two of these, all of them, have to be on point.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's much easier to provide a good service for a high price for a few people rather than providing a good service for a low price for loads of people. I think at this point, especially till they get established and they can mass produce all of these eVTOLs, I think they've got to keep it pretty high. They don't want to be cutting down on costs or getting very low on the cash burn until they do get established in the market.
Dylan Rogers, anyone in the chat any Georgia factory opening updates? I would like to know myself.
That's good.
I do know they are very, very close. So if anyone has any information whatsoever on this, please let us know. Dylan has, I think my bull case has been being able to lift the passengers and figuring out how the cargo get to. I think he means his bear case. Is being able to lift the passengers and figuring out how the cargo gets to the airport. This is controversial.
Yeah.
I have no doubt they can lift the passengers. I don't think they would be
designing it
on this far. I do understand where you're coming from about the cargo. Someone mentioned this. I don't know who it was in the comments. Say a family of 4 get in and they all have suitcases from an airport. Loads of these are targeting airports. So they all get in. Where's the luggage go? Or do you fly another taxi beside you? And
but that doesn't
if
seem efficient, does it?
Is that going to cost you even more? Is that going to cost you double?
You pay for two, basically.
Or is there a cargo hold? Or are they going to have 2-seater with a cargo? But there is a lot they need to come out with. Because they cannot go into airports with no cargo. And surely the two companies have thought of this.
Yeah. It'd be a massive bottleneck now at this point in the process. I imagine that there must be some space in the cockpit, or there has to be.
I think they'd advertise it though. I really do think they'd advertise it. It worries me.
The complication of aviation and like how complex aviation is, and if they haven't thought about suitcases, would be a major worry. So I'm pretty certain that they must have thought about something. But yeah, I think let me have a look into that one.
Bear case is delay on certification approval, delay in production, limited production capacity, undeveloped infrastructure. One more, I don't see operational flights in 25, but we're on a good path. That is a bear case.
Yeah.
That, like, everything he said there, I can see where he's coming from. Delay in certification. Really, there's no guarantee that this is going to happen.
No,
and I do feel like with prices this high, everyone has more or less put the house on it that certification is going to happen. And we do know with the FAA, like we're constantly following Rocket Lab as well. We're following SpaceX. FAA can be very hard to get through. So,
and you can understand why though, because it'll be people's lives at risk if
yeah,
anything did go wrong. So,
and it's a bit like I don't want them to certify if
yeah.
it is
Because
not.
to be honest, if there was one mistake, there's like the margin for error on these journeys are zero. Like one eVTOL goes up, so one eVTOL goes
It'll take
down.
a whole market down.
You might as well just say, yeah, that's it. That's the end of it.
Like one of the biggest things is public adoption. If the public don't do it, if there's no one to,
do you remember that Rocket Lab? What happened with Rocket Lab with one of their rockets? There's a very similar scenario where it blew up.
Yeah, and then they were put out for 3 months because the second state when they were separated.
And the only lucky thing with that was the only lucky thing with that, it was an unmanned, wasn't it? So if you are adding passengers into it, you basically have zero risk, like zero margin for error, and 100% risk.
Delay in production, limited production capacity. This one I want to know when that Georgia factory is opening, because if it doesn't open soon, there will be a delay in production. Limited production capacity. I would like to see them raise more capital. I would actually like to see them start building more manufacturing plants if they wholeheartedly believe that they can get this done quickly. I do think Adam Goldstein has stressed that he wants to do everything as quick as possible to get to market. So I do think he is on the ball. Underdeveloped infrastructure, that kind of coincides with it. So, like, if he's going to do everything quick as possible to get to market, is he going to cut corners? Is he going to have half-built vertiports?
Sometimes these things just take time, don't they? You need to like wait for one to happen, for the other to happen, for the other to happen, and sometimes there's.
I do like Joe, Ben, and Adam's relationship. They seem like they get on quite well. So, in the likes of your New Yorks and that, will they let them use their vertiports? Will the vertiports be public? How does it work? Want more? Yeah, give me more. I have 15,500 Archer. In my opinion, I think we'll hit 1860 before a major pullback. We are barely at initial public offering price.
I like. I think that's what we're all in for. Really,
that is very bullish, and I wouldn't be unhappy if that happened. If that happened, we're all going to be happy.
Well, yeah.
Do I think we're going to go all the way to 1860? Personally, I don't. But I didn't think we were going to 950, trust me.
Exactly.
I didn't think we were going to do this without a pullback. 100%.
So, yeah, exactly.
If I did, there'd be nothing in the S&P. I have been in 5 companies. Decentralized gives me the most ideas known to man. Decentralized always comments on videos, and he always gives me an idea, and they're always spot on. So thank you so much, mate, for all your hard work. I have been in 5 companies over the past 2 years. I took a serious beating in Ginkgo Bioworks. Thank goodness for my investments in Palantir, Rocket Lab, Joby. I exited out of Archer. Our biggest ever mistake. What am I going to say? Out of them 4 free stocks, we never got into Palantir.
And we had actually seen it. We discussed about it. And we'd seen it go up, and we sort of put a cap on it by ourselves and said, oh, yeah, it won't go much more than that. And I think that just goes to show that
Palantir is my biggest regret.
Yeah, 100%. It's unbelievable.
Now, do I think it'll go much higher? I do think we're a bit expensive at the moment, but I didn't expect Nvidia to absolutely catapult through the roof. So
Exactly. And how many times did people put roofs on in video?
I know Decentralized is quite big into Joby. Remy, since I got into Joby at 5, that's a good price to be fair.
Yeah. Especially where it is today.
And Archer at 326. That's quite good. I'm here for a long-term investor. Do you know what?
That's it. That's what we like to hear.
That's the biggest thing. You can make so much money just holding. If you're in a good company and you do nothing, sometimes doing less is doing more.
Yeah. Sometimes you're genuinely better not to look at the stock, because if you're looking at it daily, it encourages you to start day trading or dipping out of this and into this and then following the greens. I remember that was one of my big errors when we first started.
Yeah. Remember we used to always be ringing each other, and it was like the money was burning a hole in the pocket.
Yeah.
And we were constantly...
I made on this. That's gone up 10%. Let me jump into that. And then the next day it goes down 5%, and now you've lost money, and you think,
and you're constantly chasing it.
Yeah, and then you're always on edge. Like, whereas now I'm just very comfortable. I know where it's going. All my stocks are going, and a day will come where I expect
amazing advice before you rang me, and you said, delete the app off your phone. Only do it on the computer.
Yeah. That's the thing I found really helped me, because I found I was checking my phone fucking every few hours, like on every hour, just checking, see where it's gone. It's gone up, has it gone down? And it just becomes a bit of a habit.
When you see it enough, you
especially the red days are the worst, because then you have fear and it's gone down by this much. I better get out of it now, quick before. And to be honest, if you believe in the stock, what was it that Warren Buffett said? It's better. Is it better to pick the time? The time in the market is better than timing the market. So it's better to be in the market for a long time rather than to try and time the perfect low point and then the perfect high point. And I think that's definitely something to live by when you're investing.
Like, this is a $1 trillion industry projecting.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's expensive now, but if you're incredibly long term, you're not going to care whether you got in at $9 or you got in at $7. Trust me.
Yeah.
You're not going to remember. All you're going to remember is, why didn't I buy more?
That's it.
So if you're genuinely long term and you're not, have no interest in trading, why not? Because if it goes down 50%, just load more. We can't guarantee. This could keep going up. And I could come back to you next week and be like, I wish I bought in at 950. It happened with Rocket Lab, to be fair. Remember, it was bouncing around that 8 to 10, and it was like, on this next pullback, we're going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Pullback never happened. But you do need to take a balanced approach. When everything's green, it's easy to think it's going to keep going up. When everything's red, you can't see your next green day. You're a long-time investor because you can't predict the future, tempted to sell. That was my question that I said earlier. I am tempted to take 20%, but will I? Won't I? I am really long-term. So, I don't know.
Difficult, isn't it?
I'd only kick myself if...
Theoretically, it's better. It might be the right thing to do, but it's very difficult once you attach yourself to the stock. And then if it did go up, you'd just be sitting there with massive regret.
Joby and Archer only in the USA for 2 or 3 years, if not more. Not big enough production capacity. But do you think they will release, like do a soft release and then scale up? Or do you think they're only going to go once they have a certain amount in production? Same Remy, $dollar cost average, both of them, bullish and long. See, the likes of Mike, when he has that type of attitude, the likes of this price would suit an investor like that, because if we do double, if we triple from here, even if we got a 50% pullback, then you're still quid. So it's hard to say. If we know the future, trust me. Remy, trim your position, take some profits, don't be greedy, sell some. you can always get back and pull back. I agree, and here's where my thoughts are common, but I'm only going off what I've experienced with Rocket Lab. Sometimes the pullback is higher than this price today. You can never predict it. Like, if we go across to the chart here, yes, we got a bit of a pullback there. But what if you sold at 581 expecting a pullback to happen, next thing you're up here? What, you could expect a little pullbacks like that? I don't know. I think it's a very hard one to say. If you're long term, I'd more or less stay in. In France, it's 33% of tax when it's set out, so we'll need a strong pullback. Now, that's a big one I need to explain to people. This is not tax advice, so you do need to look into this. But in my situation, over here, you only get taxed on your profits. So it's not going to be on your full position, it'll be on your profit. So just remember that. Billy got Steve been talking about starting out on high end at first. Yes, they had. That was the only thing. They're very, I don't know, it's hard to predict. Like a black cab price, yellow taxi price, it's a bit, you don't know where that stands.
Yeah.
My price could be different to your price. So, like, I would like them to come out sort of with a figure. We're going to charge much per mile, or this. It'd be nice to know. There is a cargo hold on an eVTOL. Have you any links to that? Because I would actually quite like to do a video on that. The safety measures will be much stricter than traditional aircraft. They'll be literally flying over people's heads. On the other hand, I can see eVTOLs will be much safer. Yes.
Yeah, there's a really good point.
The margin for error is zero. Yeah, margin for error is literally zero. Something goes wrong, the investment's gone. I'll be wishing to pull it in the S&P. Dylan Rogers, I feel like I could see Archer and Joby being sharing commercial and government contracts once there can be a large order sent to the military rescue, stealth deployment, and commercial adoption. Are they going to want to share? That's my big thing. They have a good relationship, but are they going to want to share? Would you want to share your salary with your best mate? You have a good relationship. I wouldn't. So, I don't know. Are they going to share? Vertiport infrastructure, you just said it. They won't be able to pick you up from your doorstep as Uber does. Vertiport is not only a place to land your eVTOL. It'll probably cost 20 crew to operate. That is a good one. I didn't think of that. The operational cost for the likes of Vertiport is going to be quite high.
Yeah, I think that's one definitely maybe to look into. I'm going to look into it for a video and see what we can find out about it, because they must have thought about that.
I like this live show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm actually quite enjoying it. 3:59 p.m. on Friday, I sold 20%, and it was very difficult to let go of what I believe in. Yes, I would feel sick if I done that to Rocket Lab and it took off. Remember back in August, I'm not getting into it, but there was a situation where I was going to have to sell quite a bit of my position to do something, and it was Reese that convinced me not to. And oh my God, if I did, I think I would have stopped investing.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here now, definitely.
yeah, we wouldn't. Guys, I'm a long term, but taking some profits, trimmed about 20% on both, not regretting though. And this is one thing me and you said to each other it was around the time of the last bull run where we said anytime something goes up by a certain percent, we're 100% taking it. But it is so hard at the time,
Yeah,
to let go of something. It is so hard.
You need to be so disciplined to keep to your price target, and sometimes you just get caught up on it, don't you? You get
So I'm
caught up
not
in your
being funny.
emotions.
Look at the likes of Archer, yeah? If I said to you 2 months ago, would you sell it to me for $6? You would have bit my hand off, yeah?
Yeah, you would have.
If you said take draft at $6, you'll be sick now.
Yeah.
Because are we going to come back below 6? And this is one of those things. Never try and predict the market.
No. That's what I'm trying to say. If you keep long and you believe in it, then that's the main point, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, you got to think, yeah? Like, what was that IPO price? What was it? Around $10, $10, $15, whatever. We're nearly above that. So, say you bought the IPO price and you just held it, didn't look at it till today, you wouldn't actually be too bothered. Yes, maybe because it's been 200 years, but if you're long term, if you're fully long term, don't worry too much about prices. If you're long term, you back the company, don't worry about it. Dylan Rogers, I know for me as a newer investor, call options I had on Archer, I let go way too quickly, not understanding I have bought the right to own the shares at 455 range. So I know for me, as a long-term investor, call options I had on Archer, I let go way too quickly, not understanding I bought the right to own the shares. Oh, so what? You let the call, you sold it. Can you come back to me on that, Dylan? You let it go, did you?
Yeah, I think he is. He's saying it's sold out because he's let it go way too quickly.
I bet you're gutted. Do you know what? I would love to get into options a little bit. I'd love to play with it, but I don't know. I'm quite happy with my buying and selling. I know some people do have a lot of success with it, but I would like to learn a little bit about it. And it's something we could actually start bringing to a live stream. Let the guys we could let the guys help us as such.
Teach us really. It's something that I think we both need to learn. Obviously, another bow to our string.
Yeah,
and who better to tell us?
So Mike Perry, I'm happy on green days and buy on the red days. Yes, I might just get Mike Perry quote on the wall there now.
Yeah, get Mike Perry t-shirt.
I'm 100% holder, not selling as cannot predict the future. Agree.
Agreed with that.
I needed you 2 years ago. Kind of interesting. Archer had that commercial with Osher. Now I think more than a year old, for the company not to have some sort of commercial vision. Kind of interesting. Archer had that commercial with Osher.
I haven't actually seen that commercial.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Can you share that in the Discord too, mate? That is interesting. I want to see that.
Because I'd like to know how much they must have paid him a healthy chunk to be on
there.
And
I'd like them to push it out a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't seen anything of it.
I've just been giving you all the... You should be on commission, mate. So, Race, will we do our big announcement?
I do. I think it's time to bring it up.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll share it with the people. I think this is something. Hey, Karen.
Yeah. So, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do eVTOL weekly. Every week. Let me know. Does this time suit you on this day, Sunday? I know to us we can't do it much later. on a Sunday. However, on a Saturday, we may be able to do it a little bit later, just because, look, I'm looking at the time now, it's 11:30 at night. So we both work full time, so we wouldn't be able to do the streams much later. But please let me know what type of time suits you. So we will be doing eVTOL weekly on the likes of your weekends. We have another big announcement. This was a vision we've had from the start, and we feel now is the right time because we've got the 1,000 subscribers. We want to bring out basically a road to glory. We will be trading from $100 all the way to $100,000. You're gonna think we're mad, but we're gonna do it live. It is possible. It's gonna take a lot of work. It's not gonna be done overnight. But you are gonna help us along the way. We're gonna have a bit of fun. We're gonna go any stock you want. So if you come to me and you say, look, Tesla's doing all right at the moment, guys, you should go into Tesla. We'll have a look at Tesla if we agree with you 100%. Now, one thing I want to say, Dylan Rogers signed up as a platinum member. So, Dylan, if you can go into the comments now and tell me what stock you want your membership to be put into. And what we'll do, Dylan will tell us what stock to put it into, and yeah, we'll hold it and we'll see how much fun we can have with it. Another thing that'll be quite exciting, we can learn options, mate.
Yeah.
I only thought of that on the stream.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it'll be interesting because obviously this will give everyone a view of like how we're trading. It'd be interesting to see what your guys' tips are and see what you guys are doing. And then we're just going to come together and we're going to see, as a channel, can we do this from $100 up to $100,000, and just show that this is the biggest growing community. And I think it'll be a very interesting journey that we can jump on. And I know everyone will say we're mad, but like people would have said we'd been mad to start the YouTube channel, and like here we are now.
People would say if I went to work now and said we have an eVTOL channel, that I know some people don't like it being called this. I really don't like them being called this. If I said we're talking about flying cars and how they're going to be all over America, people think we're mad, and we've created a channel on that. So I think us trading from $100 to 100K isn't that mad. I'm going to specify some rules, guys. We will be adding to the portfolio. You will see it live, us adding to the portfolio. So we're not going to hide anything. You'll see it being added. What's going to happen is any trade we make throughout the day. So we both work full time. So I can't be on a stream in the middle of the day. So if we make a trade, I will put it in the Discord. So you know when it happened. I'll take a picture of the trade and I'll put it up on the Discord. I want you to know, if you follow us, you're doing that at your own risk. Do not follow us, I am saying. This is not financial advice. This is for a bit of fun. Me and Reese are wondering, can we do it?
Yeah. I think it's something that we've...
I want you to follow our trade. It's up to you whether you do. But I will share on Discord when we do make the trade.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate that obviously this isn't the financial advice. This is just a road to glory, and see if we can do it. And then we'll have all your insight along the way. And it's something that me and Liam have been discussing for quite a while, about having a shared account and seeing what we could do with it. Because obviously we have our own separate accounts and we discussed it quite a bit. But the thought of doing like a joint account and seeing what we can do. We've seen a lot of you guys' insight, even on today's chat. I think we can do it 100%.
100%. I know we can do it. And what I love is me and you, sometimes we could have conflicting opinions on what we think is going to happen with the stock. With the likes of this format, we can poll to the chat
to the audience. Yeah.
Majority picks. And
That's
basically, this is not our portfolio. This is the community's portfolio. This is I want to stress this to you guys. The Hustle Brothers is not me and Race. The Hustle Brothers is us as a community. We will all do this together.
Yeah, 100%.
But,
and then I think the only other thing to explain with this was the $7.73 that has been added to the account. That was a free gift from Robin Hood, because it was meant to start for $100 to 100,000. It's not.
So what happened basically, guys? We put $100 in. As I've set up the stream, we went back into it, and we've got a free Google share. So that is why it is now at 107.73. But as long as you're happy with it, we'll go from 107.73 to 100K. If you really want us to, we can take the 773 out. So Dylan goes, oh man, the pressure for the stock call. Let's do. Billy Goat, sounds like a plan. Guys, are you all in the Discord? You want me to drop the Discord invite? Let me quickly grab it for you here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting journey that we're about to go on. And obviously, there'll be a lot of ups and downs. And we're going to be showing you weekly where we're sitting and where it's gone. And there should be a lot of ins, outs.
There'll be a lot of passion, I'll tell you that. Because
but I think it'll be very similar to this, where it's just like an open format, so we can all discuss with each other. And just see what the points. And I think it'll be interesting to see if any of you guys have seen other stocks that you think will be good just for the road to glory. Because it's always good, and it's always interesting to see if there's the next Archer, the next Joby out there. We're very open. To be honest, it's just a little bit of vision from us.
With the likes of the road to glory, so we're going to do eVTOL Weekly. eVTOL Weekly will only be talking about eVTOL Weekly. We won't mention the road to glory. But with the road to glory, look, guys, if you're in the likes of a Tesla or something like that, don't be afraid to say it, because it would be a very boring show if we were only in Joby and Archer and we just held that, because we're all doing that anyway, guys. Yeah. So it'd get very boring very quickly. We want it to be live. Now, a lot of it, and this is why I wouldn't encourage you to do this on your own account. To get to 100K, we're going to have to do some risky moves.
Yeah, I'm agreed.
That's where the passion is going to come in. There is going to be big wins, but there's going to be some very big losses. And as the account builds, it will get frustrating. But I think as a community, as 1,000 of us, well, it's nearly 1,100 now. But I do think 1,100 brains can do this.
1,100 of us, 100%.
For the sake of safe for the community, I would say one share Archer or Joby, the data center cooling company Vertex. Perfect. So what I will do, I wonder, can I put a limit order in? Now, do you know what, Dylan? Do you want me to do it on market open, or do you want me to see where the price is going first? Let me know. Or what's that? Zillow. Chat, any thoughts for the stock of the day? Do you know what? Let me take down them. So we have an Archer, and then we have perfect. Remy. Name is Archer Daily News. Are you Archer Daily News from X? Let me know, because that is quite a good account. I like the trading idea. I'll stick around, as I said. If you want me on the show to talk eVTOL, I'm happy to call in one day. That would be quite handy.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I would actually really like that. It'd be nice to have someone else's thoughts on this.
Well, that's basically what we're explaining, isn't it?
Before, I think Vaz follows another big YouTuber, and I think he was gonna. Well, I think he was gonna be on his show. I don't know, did he or didn't he? But Vaz, 107 to 107. Okay, I like the challenge.
Yeah.
We're gonna push that extra 7K.
Yeah.
All right, 107 to 107K. I like it. That makes it interesting.
That does, yeah. That's a lot more different, isn't it?
Vertiv. Wait for market open. Okay, so we'll wait for the market open. Do you know what? Will you ping me on Discord when you want me to fire it in, or do you want me to decide when to fire in? I'll have a quick look at who are we going for. Vertiv. Okay, that's interesting.
It is, yeah. It's heading in the right direction anyway.
That is very interesting. All right, I like that. Yeah. We'll do Vertiv.
I think maybe for the background, so that we're all a bit. I don't know about you, but I haven't read up too much on Vertiv. I might do a video on it just for the road to glory and sort of give us a bit of an idea in who we're in and who we're getting signed up for.
That's actually an interesting one. Would you be happy to do? Do you know when the likes of someone suggests a stock? Would you do a video on that?
Yeah, 100%. I think we all need to know sort of what we're getting invested in and have we signed our souls to the devil. I'm sure.
Guys, let me know as well. Are you happy enough with us dropping videos every day, or would you prefer us to do longer form content every few days, or how do you like it, or do you like it how it is at the moment? I do know personally. We started back in July and we slowly started doing it, but I find the daily routine is quite nice because we're constantly staying up to date with the community. And no matter what happens on that day, whether it's a good day or a bad day, we're going to be there. And one thing I'll stress you too, if you ever feel like we need an emergency live stream, request it on Discord. We have no problem
100%.
jumping on for an emergency live stream where we can just chat with the community like this. Say someone's having a bad day where the stock's pulled back a little bit, or it could be the other way, could go up another 10%. Guys, should we sell out? Can we bring it to the community? I have no problem jumping on, even if it was for 20 minutes.
Just
do it, Billy Goats, I'm in Tesla and weed industry is prime. Do you think that industry is going to kick off? I'm really not sure.
I'm skeptical on it, but I think Tesla is definitely a winner. But that's another one for a long hold, I think, with the Tesla stock.
Tesla, I do think, is going to do quite well.
Yeah, especially in the next few years. Then Prime bots come out and the selfless driving, it'll be a game changer.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a great idea, Reese, to make a video of the suggested stock. Yeah, 100%. We'll always do that.
Yeah.
So thank you for committing to that, Reese. That's when we get 20 requests.
That's the whole weekend gone, isn't it?
Therese, have you anything else, or?
No, just another big thank you to everyone. Thanks for all turning up. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. We were like, I was quite, I don't know about you, Liam, but I was quite nervous before because obviously it's our first one. Wanted it to go off
a bit apprehensive. I know I did do the earnings calls that were a little bit different to this. There wasn't as much. I felt like today there was more pressure.
It was, yeah. It's all live, isn't it? Like and you get to see us without any cuts or anything like that. And then the other thing is technology could fail you at any point. So yeah, thankfully I think it's gone without any hitches.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, we've set up a Hostel Brothers support page. Just make sure to check that out. But thank you so much. I mean it with all my heart. We went from an idea to brainstorming a concept, and we've created a community. And I cannot thank you enough. So we're going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And we'll see you for the road to glory in the middle of the week. All right, guys.
100%. Peace out, guys. See ya.